Hey, look, I made a meme. Look at this meme I made. I think it's relevant. Oh my god, Horizon Forbidden West is coming to PC. That's so crazy. Who could have seen that possibly coming? At least Nixus is doing this one. Like, thank the flippin' lord. I really could care less at this. I really could care less about this port. I think a lot of PC players are in the same boat as me, where we're just not impressed by bog standard but graphically impressive games like Horizon. Games like this just don't carry the inherent selling power that they used to, especially not on PC, where we can get super impressive graphics from basically any genre. And it also really doesn't help that Sony insists on porting literally everything other than Bloodborne or Demon Souls or Ghost of Tsushima. It's just tiring at this point. But no matter how many ports come out, no matter how many times the ports leak ahead of time, the diehard PS5 faithful will never cease to get angry about Sony making easy money off relatively low-cost ports of their already existing games. Because despite this being a completely obvious way to make money, and despite the fanboys saying they want Sony to be the market leader and make more money than anyone else and have a bigger audience than anyone else, it seems they don't actually want the games to go anywhere other than Sony's plastic box. And I'm going to keep making fun of them on top of gameplay, as a reminder to these people what playing video games actually looks like, and we'll all just have a nice little hoot about the state of the nation. Does that sound good to you? It sounds good to me. Let's begin. Killsteel Volume 3 says, "That's way too quick." Yes, the game that launched in February of 2022, going to PC in early 2024, is too quick. Because porting the game to PC 2 years after the PlayStation launch is totally going to steal sales away from PlayStation and devalue the brand. Somehow. Like, genuinely, I do not see the point. I do not see the point you're making. How is 2 years too quick? It's not stealing sales from the console version if that's what's important to you, because if you wanted this game on console, you probably would have bought it after 2 fucking years. It's not devaluing the PlayStation brand if that's what's important to you, because it's expanding the audience to include people who weren't going to buy a PlayStation because they have a PC. Frankly, if you were trying to maximize the number of copies sold for this game and the maximum revenue generated, I don't think 2 years is quick enough. Because as is pointed out every single time Sony ports a game to PC, just imagine how many more copies they would sell on PC if they included the PC community with the initial hype campaign. Imagine how many more copies they'd sell on Steam if they were marketing the game to PC players who haven't possibly had it spoiled for them yet. Genuinely, I don't understand what's taking them so long to go day and date. I feel like this is so fucking obvious. Parthernax says, this strategy will definitely harm PlayStation's market share in the long term. It seems like a short-term focus on making a few bucks from PC gamers. Like, bro, you have this entirely backwards. Entirely backwards. You think porting games to PC is being done for short-term? You think porting the game to a timeless platform instead of keeping it on the generational console hardware is a short-term strategy? You think properly preserving the game and making it more accessible for everyone regardless of whether or not they bought a PlayStation in the right time span, you think that is a short-term decision? I truly do not understand how you guys come to your fucking conclusions sometimes. Like, Sony goes off your script for 5 seconds and suddenly you lose the ability to process information or do basic observation. Tiger says, finally, PC gamers will have true/best next-gen graphics game. Look, Forbidden West is a beautiful game, and I can only imagine how beautiful it's going to look on the PC. But if you think this is better than what we've already got, that's just kind of baffling. Just because it's one of the top 5 best looking console games doesn't mean it's going to be one of the top 5 best looking PC games. Like, the top 5 best looking console games are not the same as the top 5 best looking PC games, and the reasons for that should be pretty obvious. Like, it'll be pretty for sure. Forbidden West will be very pretty on PC. But you gotta understand that it's gonna have stiffer competition over here if we're talking graphics. Like, you know, hence what I said earlier in this video about bog standard but graphically impressive games just not having the same kind of selling power on PC that they do on console. We can get amazing graphics, like, anywhere. And since our platform isn't being annoyingly restricted by the hardware, we have some fucking unreal looking games. Aiden says, why did you guys put all the exclusive games on Xbox? Bro, are you illiterate, or are you just doing this stupid, oh, PC is Xbox thing? Because fucking either way, Jesus Christ, being this publicly stupid should be a bannable offense on Twitter. Alex says, so what's the point in having a PlayStation if the exclusives are going to PC? Whoop, there's your regularly scheduled PlayStation fan starting to become self-aware and realize that holding games hostage and nothing else is not actually a great console business strategy. Because if losing exclusive games is enough to make you question the point of the entire platform, perhaps the platform isn't doing enough to justify you buying it. And maybe if the platform stops relying on holding games hostage, it will have to find new ways to make itself better. Because exclusives going away is an objectively good thing for literally everyone. Welcome to the land of the people with brains. Mino Medj says, as a gaming PC and a PS5 owner, I hope it will fail miserably and will be cracked before release so the idiots who decided to bring exclusives to PC would learn. I didn't buy a PS5 for it to be devaluated so fast like that. God, I'm hoping this is a fucking troll, but if it's not, oh my lord, you guys are so fucking whiny. It's insane. I've never been so, hopeful that someone is trolling, and yet so not surprised if they are being sincere. The port is coming 2 years after launch, and it's being sold to an audience of gamers that was never going to buy the stupid fucking PlayStation in the first place. So truly, how is the PS5 being devaluated? Ponies always cry about PC ports devaluating the PlayStation or devaluating the brand, but no one can actually explain how that's happening. And the thing is, you kind of have to explain how that's happening, because all I'm seeing over here is Sony bringing their games to more potential buyers and greatly increasing their profits. Stop being such a fucking egghead, oh my lord. Rich says 2 years after original release? It really hasn't sold 10 million copies because of Elden Ring then. They're usually either 2 to 3 years and 20 million plus sold before coming to PC, or less than 2 years because it didn't sell well. So do you guys just not care about games until they sell 10 million? Is that the point where you consider a game to be a success? Because if so, yeesh. Although I do love that there's still some PlayStation guys upset about Elden Ring snaking a bunch of the mainstream attention away from Horizon. We're coming up on 2 years later and we're still upset about that. Even though Horizon still sold over 8 million copies, so I really don't see what the big deal is, other than just, ooh, how dare somebody release a game more deserving of attention than the latest PlayStation exclusive, grr. Infinite Umbra says, I wonder how long it'll be before those first-party PlayStation games hit day and date on PC, to which Cam Nuggets responds, the irony coming from an Xbot. Bro, that's not what irony means. That's literally just the wrong use of the word irony. Irony, the expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite. It's like an Xbox guy asking when Sony is going to go day and date with PC ports is literally the least ironic thing that you could ask for in this scenario. I say again, I have no clue why the PlayStation guys are still upset about PC ports. Sony is making a buttload of money off of them. They're expanding the audience to include people who were never going to buy a PlayStation because, the PC doesn't directly compete with the PlayStation, so why would Sony keep acting otherwise? PlayStation games going to PC benefits literally everyone, because not only does Sony get more money to do whatever it is you like them doing with money, but also these franchises have a larger audience now. They're preserved for future generations more effectively, and the people who made them are no longer having their creations limited by shoddy-ass hardware. But no, let's just bitch and moan about how more people will get to play the games that you already bought, and you can no longer just sit up in your proverbial treehouse club as a grown-ass adult acting like a third grader at recess, bragging about works of art that you had nothing to do with. Sorry, am I being unclear? Here, if you are legitimately upset about PlayStation games on PC and you're over the age of 12, you are fucking pathetic. Toodles.